Everyone. So let's get to it. Good morning, good morning. All right, so we're gonna live trade NQ. We'll do the usual live trading on NASDAQ futures on my real prop firm accounts, my real funded accounts. So I got Hypertix and Apex running at the same time. We'll do the same thing as usual. We trade live every day, gold and NQ. And the goal of the stream will be to take my trade and fully document the process of me scaling my prop firms. So I trade like every day during London session, and once I take the trade, I journal it publicly in an interactive trade journal, so you guys can get access to that link as well. And if you want to rewatch the streams, I also got some timestamps in the description or the interactive trade journal, so you can see day by day every single trade, the number of points I made, number of ticks, and the stream timestamp is linked to the trade in the journal with the trading view screenshot as well. So it allows you to study past trading sessions and see every single NQ trade I take during my morning session. Alright, so I'm still waiting for my setup. Basically by 7 a.m. we should get a trade, and if we don't, we'll just skip the day. And this is basically what we do every morning from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. We get our NQ trades for the day, and then we let it run. But let's recap. Let's recap previous days. While we wait for the setup, we need the market to come way up. So for 2025, we got 4 wins, 1 loss. As some of you guys know, I trade negative RR. So basically we're break even for the year. We are break even for the year. And we got a 61 ticks win this week. That's the only trade we got. And I wanted to review what we did earlier this week while we wait for this one. Because I think I did miss some opportunities. I wanted to take first move of the session because the market conditions weren't exactly perfect, but all right, so we'll wait for the trade. Okay, so basically all right, so let's review every trading session this week. Okay, so we might get a trade soon, by the way. The 4 hours opening, creating a bottom wick, then driving up aggressively. By the time we get to the middle of this bearish drive here, we should be able to get a trade on the way up. Okay, so previous trading sessions, let's start on Monday. By the way, on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, I'm following on TradingView. I don't know if I can I'll show it on hypertext as well, but I'm doing my analysis on YouTube, and I'll still execute on TikTok. Okay, but I'll talk about the previous sessions and I'll show it in hypertext as well. So, first session of the week, we missed a trade by one. Okay, it was this week. I missed a trade by one tick on Monday, and I missed it trade by one tick on Tuesday. Basically, could have won two trades early in the week without any drawdown, but that's crazy. I just missed it by one tick. Oh no, it was Friday and Monday. Did I miss by one tick? Okay, and I didn't have other opportunities to enter. So yesterday we got the win. Now okay, so I didn't miss any opportunities. And yeah, we'll just wait for the next one. I see Tilly, you just hit TP on the NQ short. All right, we just need to keep driving bullish and we may be able to get a trade very soon. All right, so if I mark down kind of what we're looking for, it's going to be something like so. Probably like 10 pips below here. Gonna be 0.3 RR. All right. It's gonna be something like this. I'll do it on TradingView after. Okay. So we're kind of waiting for something like this. Okay. So it's gonna be like 350 to 400 points risk. Maybe a bit below, I'd say 350 points of risk. So yeah, we just need to drive up here in the next 15. If we take a look at the 15-minute just opened, all right? So if we can get a 15-minute that closes strongly bullish, we should be very close to a trade. That would mean that it's 6:45. In between 6:45 to 7 a.m. we should be able to get NQ buys, but that's like I don't want the market to start retesting. Okay, so I don't want like structure building up. Okay, so I don't want to create some kind of retest towards the lows. All right. But that's not what I want. What I want is to drive straight up to where you can see my buy on the screen. So I want to drive almost to TP, come back for a small retest, and then we keep driving up. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking for on the lower time frame. If we look at the 1 hour now, okay, so the hourly, that's all of our trades for the year. We've basically been in the same range for the whole year, so nothing crazy here. What I can see though is that on the hourly ADX, we could break out to the upside. And the trend is currently bearish. So not that it matters today, but we could break out soon either way. Just right now, the trend strength is bearish. Like the direction is bearish, but we can quickly shift to the upside and still break out. All right, so the higher time frame doesn't really matter for me today. W trades, especially on higher time frame, it's bearish, but news also today. I'm setting a limit sell order at the 50% of the 30-minute fair value gap. Also lots of red folders today. Lord knows what might happen. Yeah. The current fundamental is very tough to play. So even if you trade mainly fundamentals and swings, it's just not worth it to base your idea off of that. You just gotta stick to a more technical approach in those markets. I am actually looking for the same trade setup. Kind of funny seeing your live session here. You're from Norway? Oh, that's dope. I'm from Canada. Mhm. Yeah, I'm thinking it could keep dumping, and that's why not worried, but I won't take a trade if we just start printing those 5-minute bearish candles. You just randomly saw me on your feed. Have you been trading for a long time? Yeah, I'm on my 7th year trading currently. Hector said you think we dumped to an important key level. I think we're gonna be bullish New York Open. Yeah, maybe. I had this line like right there on my trading view. This is exactly where I wanted to take profit on a previous buy. So if we look back, this is a level where I missed the trade by 1 tick. So I wanted to buy from 708 all the way up to that level. I missed it by 1 tick, and we were kind of coming back to this level a day later, actually, because I missed it yesterday. All right, we need to flip bullish very, very quick here. If we start closing bearish, probability of getting a trade is very slim. Okay, so I'm basing my idea off the fact that the low you see on the screen is the start of a lower time frame uptrend. All right. So on the 1 minute, I want this to be the start of my uptrend. So that's fine here, but we need to drive in the next 2 to 5 minutes. No, my trade is not based on fair value gaps or inverse fair value gap. I don't trade those concepts. They're just irrelevant to the way I trade. Andre said it's going up. I hope so. But if it doesn't want to, I'm not in a position yet. So it doesn't matter really. Either my idea is incorrect and I lose zero money, or if I'm correct that we're on the way up, I'll enter it and I'll have my 90% chance of winning. Like, of course, my RR is small, but I need like 75% win rate to win. I get about 90. So just made some good profits going down. Time to go to sleep. All right, bro. Good job. Good job. And have some nice sleep. Always feels good after taking some profit. Did you get the 5 a.m.? The 5 a.m. sells? No. What happened at 5 a.m. was I was trying to take the sells starting at this candle, but I always wait for 10% retracement on my breakouts. So I did miss the entry at 5 a.m. I wouldn't be trading right now if I got this trade. So basically earlier in the session at 5:25 a.m. I was trying to risk 430 ticks like so, but it went straight to TP before being able to enter. All right, so I was looking for something like this, a small retest here, usual 0.3 RR, so I did miss it, and now I'm trying to take the buys on the way up. So the idea is the same, but reversed. Mm. Do you use any VP or footprints? What's a VP? Footprints, I don't use them, but I know what they are. VP, I don't know what they are. I'm 11 months in, and I'm 2 winning days from your third payout, and suddenly every trade becomes so important that I get scared to lose. Just reduce your risk. That's like when you trade. Oh, volume profile. No, I don't use any volume profile. But just reduce your risk. If every trade is so important, sometimes you randomly go on losing streaks. So I'd recommend reducing risk and buying more prop firm accounts. Like what I like about futures is that you can stack a bunch of accounts. You have a lot of capital to trade with for a low amount of money. And you can open positions that are very small on each account, but get like 20 payouts on 20 different accounts. So if you copy trade across multiple accounts, it's as if you're trading a larger live account rather than trying to get as many payouts before crashing the account. That's kind of my advice for you. For example, this current account, I got it up to 1.7K by trading only one MGC. So it's basically I made 1.7K points on this particular account. I did stack positions at one point, but yeah, I stacked like 3 MGC, which is very small. 1 to 2 micro, yeah, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. So you shouldn't have to worry about the next trades. You're doing fine. If you did that with 1 to 2 micros, that's absolutely awesome. Keep going, keep getting those payouts, and keep stacking accounts. Be careful because of news. Yes, I'm being careful because of news. Don't worry about it. Which firms do I use? I use Hypertix currently on what the screen you see on TikTok. So if you want to look into them, they have like the cheapest accounts in the market. They're like twice as cheap as TopStep, like half price, and basically the same rules as TopStep. You don't need a buffer to take a payout, but I'm also scaling on Apex because sometimes the evals are 90% off, and sometimes the actual activation fees are still are still like $9. So I do like Apex, but I prefer Hypertix, the one you see on the screen on TikTok. PPI will not move like CPI. On CPI day, you have every inflation metric, and PPI is just another read on price using almost the same data or like even less data. If the one I'm using is better, it's not necessarily better, but it's different because Hypertix has end of day drawdown and it's cheaper. That's just the main difference. You can get more out of your money. Is there a way to predict PPI? Not currently. Like currently, fundamental is very, very tough. During COVID, there was a point where it was very freaking easy to predict what was going to happen on PPI. But it's not the case anymore. Like I remember when I traded in 2021, each time CPI came over the target, like for example, if PPI was at 4%, I wasn't specifically trading PPI, I was trading inflation rate. If it came over the predicted or the last one, you'd get the same reaction on gold every time. You'd get like a sell on gold on the first hourly candle, and after like 5 or 6 times in a row, I just did that every time for the following 4 months. Got some profits every time. But it's very rare market conditions. And currently, I'd say we're in in normal market conditions where your PPI release doesn't mean anything if you don't understand the whole fundamental perspective. I'm a Legend 7. How are you? If I live in Nevada, if you live in Nevada, at what time is it? Just go on my Facebook. Okay, so you go to my FX book. You go to calendar. And you'll see the time for you, but it's in 1 hour 38 minutes. All right. But we're most likely not going to get a trade today. We still have 10 minutes. If we drive up in less than 10 minutes, then we'll get one. But I've been getting so unlucky this year with missed entries. That's Friday, Monday, and now right now that I missed an entry. Today it went straight past, but the other days I got like, I wait for 10% retracement. I got a 9.9% retracement, which is crazy. It is crazy. And I'd be up basically 1% on all the prop firm accounts if I didn't miss all those entries. Of course, I'm gonna miss some, but missing by one tick. Oh my days. Ugh. The market's just not going fast. So gonna wait just for the sake of it, but there's probably nothing there. There's no volume on the way up. It's a good gold though, just for fun. I tried some buys on gold yesterday. I tried some gold buys at 10 p.m. Got out at minus 25 pips. I wanted to have a clean breakout there. Really tested my patience, but I'm sorry. Um, Market conditions were good for a buy. They're still good for a buy. So this could be a possibility today, but I'm obviously not going to go before PPI. And as a matter of fact, before like 10 a.m. So I'm gonna let gold breathe a little bit, and Q will have to catch you guys tomorrow on stream. Alright, so basically that's the last 5 minutes where we can take a trade. I take those trades live on NQ, NASDAQ futures, on my real funded accounts every morning. And then I document every single NQ trade during the London session inside my interactive trade journal. All right. So every time we take a trade live with you guys, I put it inside there. I also put it inside my community Discord. If you want to join, there's a link in bio. And every single London NQ trade I take during the lives, they're there as well with a link on the right side. All right. So you have the YouTube link with the timestamps. So if you're watching the replay mode, you can use the timestamps in the description on YouTube to jump directly to each trade. So this journal is all public, and you can find every trade that I do live logged with the daily points, the trading view screenshots on the right as well. the timestamps, everything. So my goal is to have real tracking and full transparency of what we do on the channel here. And make sure you guys follow on TikTok, IG, and subscribe to the YouTube if you want to see more of those live sessions. Unfortunately, today we didn't get what we wanted. We missed a sell around this area here. So around, I'd say like 25,785 is where we wanted to get our first sell entry. It was still inside of our trading window at 6 a.m. where we started driving up. Okay. And we wanted to get this buy, but the market is not driving up. So it's probably going to chop here before PPI, and we want to be inside no trade after 7 a.m. Sometimes I'll enter at 7 a.m. to try to be out by like 8. But for today, there's nothing we can do. All right. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow, and yeah, that's it. We'll be trading NQ tomorrow morning as well. See you, everyone.